Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming back and tuning in to another episode of Team Sessa Talks. Today, we're going to have an exciting episode because my dad is going to be telling us about all the mistakes he's made as a realtor.
All of them?
Hopefully.
You know, I've made mistakes.
I take pleasure.
I'm not perfect.
I take pleasure in knowing that you've made mistakes.
Did you say this was going to be a fun episode?
This is going to be a fun.
Fun for who? Not for me.
Fun for me, Mom, and Steph.
But these are mistakes because when you asked, you said, you asked me about kind of starting off as a realtor, mistakes you've made.
Correct.
So I'm kind of focusing on that as a newbie.
Okay.
And, not what I did yesterday.
Oh, of course. Of course.
They're just more advanced mistakes now.
All right, let's get into it, Bob.
Okay, so I spent some time to think about this, and I did come up with a few things. Some of them are funny and just doing the business things that have come up, and other things maybe not so funny, and I could definitely have done better. Okay, so
there's just to make sure there is no one that is homeless because of you.
no.
Okay.
No,
Good.
no, 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 no.
Good.
Those guys living in our basement, I sorted that out. And that tent that was in the backyard. That's why I got 3 tents in the basement in case I got to put people in them real quick.
Okay, let's get back to it.
Okay, so when I first got my license, I studied real hard. Got my real estate license. Incidentally, for those thinking that getting a real estate license is a piece of cake, it's not as simple as people think. You actually got to study and do well at that. Anyways, I talk about something else there. Anyways, when I first got my license, there I am. Got my mark, got my passing grade, thought this is great. I'm now officially a realtor, and I knew nothing. I thought I knew it all. I thought I knew everything. And the first time I had to negotiate a price, I didn't know what to say. The first time I received a phone call, I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
Determining home values. I didn't know my ass from a hole in the ground. Am I allowed to say that?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Anyways, we own this podcast. We can say whatever we want, right?
I'll allow it.
Okay. Creating clauses. I just didn't know nothing. It's much like getting your driver's license. Just because you have a driver's license doesn't mean you know how to drive.
Yeah.
And you get all excited. I got my license. Your mom or dad give you the car, and actually, I remember getting when I first got my license.
I remember that story.
Shortly, my dad went out. We bought a standard car.
What was it? Was it the Pinto?
No. My uncle owned a Pinto, by the way. And he owned not a Pinto. He owned a Gremlin. It was like an upside down fishbowl. Was it called Gremlin? I can't even remember now.
That doesn't sound like a car name, but it's okay.
Picture a fishbowl.
Okay.
Upside down with wheels. You say Tsukurado. You ask him about it. He'll tell you. And he loved it. He had mag wheels on the back. Oh man. Anyways, so my dad went out and with me.
So this is a bonus. This is not as a realtor.
True story.
Not as a realtor, but
we bought. I used to use the family car quite a bit. It was a station wagon. Dodge station wagon, slant 6 for carburetor. I know kids today don't know anything about that stuff. But at some point, my dad decided now's about time we get my kid a car. Boy. We went out, and my brother had his license also at that time. So we just both got our licenses not too long apart, and we went out. We went looking and looking and looking, and we found this beautiful Mercury Lynx.
Oh, the Mercury Lynx.
Mercury Lynx.
That was the one.
Orange. My dad wanted it to glow in the dark. So so pedestrians can see me coming, I think.
That's genius. That's why I bought an orange car.
Yeah, it was a different kind of orange. Believe me, yours is a cool orange. My orange was like orange, like
so
glow in the dark orange. And it was standard. I've never driven a standard car before. So my dad took it from the dealership, drove us home in the car, and we thought, look how cool he's driving standard. We never seen him drive standard before. The family car was automatic. So he's driving and takes us around the block near our neighborhood a couple times. Pulls up in front of the house, gets out, throws me the keys. There you go. Have fun. I almost shat my pants. I didn't even know how to drive standard, and there I am.
That sounded like my standard lesson too. Actually, I guess that's where you got it from.
That's I taught you the way my dad taught me. Anyways, you get your driver's license doesn't mean you know how to drive. Getting your real estate license doesn't mean you know about real estate. Yes. So that was my first mistake. Thought I knew what to do. My second mistake, and these are in no particular order, but now that I had my license, I thought automatically family and friends were going to use me for transactions. I'm a realtor. While I was studying, I was calculating the sales I would do this year, thinking, okay, so much family. I know they're thinking of doing something, and that person.
That's right.
And I just thought all I had to do was send them an email and say, by the way,
I'm ready for you now.
My signs are ready. My signs. Which part of your lawn do you want the sign on?
Man.
I quickly learned just because you're a realtor doesn't mean that family and friends are going to use you.
Yes.
And it's not necessarily because, I mean, even today, I have a lot more experience. I feel, and your mother and I, for those people out there in TV land that don't know, Team Sessa, my wife and I are both realtors, so full-time realtors. We're very good at what we do, but even today, there's going to be some family that, for whatever reason, prefers to keep the private business.
Yeah, of course.
Keep that aside, right?
Yeah.
And then there's others in our family that religiously use us, love us, and refer us to their other family and friends, right? So it's just a personal preference. Another mistake I used to make when I was a new realtor, I would learn about real estate the way the public would learn about real estate.
That's problematic.
On TV with the news. And I'd hear headlines in the news, and I'd go to work the next day. I'd go to the office talking about what I heard in the news like it was real.
Yeah.
And so fake news back then was real fake news. And I know it's something that Trump kind of coined these days as Mr. President, but fake news was happening back then. Headlines. Today, I make my own real estate news. I create the charts myself. I create the stats myself. I get in depth. But back then, I followed. I'm a realtor, but I got my news the way everybody else got their news.
Just to clarify, when you say you make your own real estate news, you're not talking about you make your own fake news, right?
I do not make my own fake news. I analyze the numbers. Hey, come back. Sorry. You're supposed to help me with this podcast.
Sorry, continue.
Make my own fake news. Listen to this guy. I remember I used to always talk real estate 24/7.
Yeah.
To anybody.
Yeah.
Absolutely anybody. The young 12-year-old at McDonald's there, serving my Big Mac. Hey, where do your parents live? What kind of house your parents have?
Has that changed actually much?
Not much. Not much. Instead of McDonald's, it's Wendy's now.
That's the advanced mistake.
But I would talk real estate to everybody in every situation, and it just got to be a bit much.
That's funny. I guess because everyone has a different opinion on real estate, right? First of all, everyone is an expert on real estate.
Well, everybody's an expert, and
everyone has a different opinion, though, right?
Everybody has a different opinion, and in general, you start talking real estate, and I mean, when people know you're a realtor, they'll just automatically ask you, "How's the market?"
Yeah.
Which brings me to actually another mistake that I remember. Just because someone asked me, "How's the market?" I thought, "Oh, they're ready to, I'm going to make money here." No, they just didn't know what else to say. "Hey, how's the market?" And I'd get into this discussion. Well, with the interest rate
Oh
increase
my
and blah blah
God.
blah blah blah, and they
Yeah.
really didn't care. It was just, like saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
how's it going?
They
What are
got
you,
more.
my doctor?"
They got more than they bargained for with this.
Right? It just automatically, you meet someone, you say, "Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?" And it's just like a reflex.
Yeah.
You really,
Yeah.
you really don't care a lot of times. It's just something you say.
Yeah.
Well, they know you're a realtor. Hey, how's the market?
Yeah.
Well, they really don't care.
Yeah.
It's just something they say.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh man.
I used to get when I first started,
Mhm.
very intimidated by the celebrity realtors.
Oh, okay.
The ones that have their billboards on the street
Yeah.
or their face on the trash bin
Mhm.
by the bus stop. I guess that probably be true in any profession. The
Yeah.
young lawyer is going to be maybe intimidated by the big seasoned lawyer
Yeah, of
that
course.
has more of a celebrity status that everybody knows. Well,
Mhm.
I used to be intimidated by these guys, and then after I started dealing with them in transactions and kind of working opposite table of them where
Yeah.
I had the buyer, they had the listing, or vice versa. And you know what? They're just like anybody else, and some of them would pull rank many times,
Mhm.
especially when I was new,
Yeah.
and the realtor could tell that I was new, and they've been at it for a long time.
Mhm.
Oh man, it would come up in conversation where they would say to me, "I've been doing this for 35
Oh
years."
my God.
And that's the first thing I thought, yeah, you've been doing it for maybe 30 years too long, my friend. I can tell by looking at you. And so after a while, you stop being intimidated.
Yeah.
You hear commercials on the radio right now,
Mhm.
and there's this one commercial you keep hearing. I'm not going to mention names, but you keep hearing all the time how he has all his clients worked with previous realtors, couldn't sell. They hired him,
No, okay.
and they
Yeah, yeah,
now,
I think I know.
and all of a sudden they've sold more than
Yeah.
a previous listing. And and if he doesn't sell it, he'll buy it, and
Mhm.
blah blah blah. Well, you know that in the past would intimidate me, thinking,
Mhm.
"Oh man, this guy's amazing,"
Yeah.
but it's marketing,
Yeah.
and it's just not what it seems. I used to also try to do everything myself. Absolutely.
That's a big mistake, actually.
It's a big mistake because
Yeah.
I put time into a lot of administrative things that maybe someone else could be doing, and I could
Mhm.
be focused on more productive things. And that's a lesson in running a business in
Yeah.
general. Delegate certain duties that are not, I guess, duties that are
Mhm.
not kind of working towards your goal,
Yeah.
or duties that are not profit making duties, for
No, for sure.
example. But
And
I used to do absolutely everything myself.
and especially now, because just working with you, we've seen such a big difference in terms of some of the abilities that these apps have, these new programs that can automate certain things for you,
For sure.
and help with certain parts of your business that would have taken you days to do. These things can now automate them, and especially when it comes to like if we're ever trying to collaborate on calendar schedules, stuff like that, trying to see if tasks have been done, we can do that in such an easier way, and it just makes everything so much more efficient. And I know that it's saved you a bunch of time.
Well, look at
Right.
this. I put my notes
Yeah.
on an iPad now.
Yeah.
There's still a ton of people using paper,
Hmm.
and I can't remember the last time I took a note on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
But if I need to pull up a note that
Mhm.
I don't remember where I filed on this iPad, and this special software that I'm using,
Yeah.
a simple note that I wrote 3 years ago, I could just put one or two words that were in the note, and it pulls it up.
Yeah.
As an
And
example.
that's a big help.
Yeah,
Big,
I
big
don't
help.
have to if
Well,
I
everything's saved there. You have a bunch of papers, or even with the DocuSign, right?
the signatures. Yeah, I was naive
Mhm.
early on, thinking that clients want to see me at their house at 11:30 at night or at midnight signing documents
Yeah.
because the offer's about to expire.
Mhm.
I was naive thinking I got to go there, I got to be there in person, and they always want to see me because they're in their pajamas, they're
Yeah.
they're in bed, they don't want to see you there.
Mhm.
And now with the electronic signatures, the DocuSigns, and other services like that, we can discuss things on the phone. I
Yeah.
could send him the paperwork to sign, which is phenomenal. The other day, I got a phone call from an agent. This is a seasoned
vet.
older agent, much older. We're working on a transaction, and he says to me, "Okay, fax me the offer."
How would you even do that? I don't think we have a.
We don't have a fax. We used to. We don't have a fax machine here. My office
Fax
does.
me the offer. Wow.
My office does, but it was late at night. I was at home. Wants the offer. Fax to him.
Did he
I
offer
told him,
carrier pigeon?
no. I told him I can't fax from where I'm from.
Oh my God, I heard this joke already.
Yeah, it's not a joke. It's real. And he said, "What? Where are you?" I said, 2019. I can't fax from 2019.
Oh my God.
And so, anyways,
All the dad
moving
jokes I have to put up with.
that's a good dad joke. Here's another problem. It was too easy when I first started for clients to take advantage of me.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I had this one buyer client called me. Actually, I shouldn't use the word client. Let's say person, because they weren't a client. But I thought they were. And they called me. They live in Vaughan, and they want to buy a property downtown Toronto. They want to buy a condo.
Okay.
I said, no problem. When you're ready, let's go. I send them a few emails, send them a few properties. 3 days later, they called me and said, okay, I want to go see this one. I go, oh, there's like 3 or 4 more in around the same area. Let's go see. No, I just want to see the one. Okay. They don't have a car. I said, oh, you're going to go downtown? How are you going to get there? Well, can you pick me up? So I said, no problem. Actually, they lived in Richmond Hill.
Oh, okay.
So I drove to Richmond Hill, picked them up, drove them downtown, looked at the condo, and then okay, let's take you back. And they said, well, actually, I'm meeting my friend here. I'll go back with them. Don't worry about it. Actually saw it as, oh, what a break. I'm just going to go and leave them in care. I don't have to bring them back.
Yeah.
About a week later, after me sending them more emails of properties, they called me again. Oh, I have another one I want to see. And I go pick them up, bring them down, and then when I'm ready to bring them back, when we're done looking at the property, at the condo, they say, oh, no, my friend, I'm going to meet my friend, and they're going to bring me back. What was happening? I was an Uber before Uber existed.
You were a free Uber driver. Wow.
This person was
Really?
using me to drive them downtown.
Really?
They would take a few minutes to look at a condo just for the sake of getting the drive downtown.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Really?
They were done, yeah.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
How can someone do that?
Yeah. So after that,
That's crazy.
I got smart.
Yeah.
I started charging every time.
Oh, man, that's crazy. I can't believe people actually do that.
Yeah. That happened to me. I was a tour guide in a sense. Another time, a seller called me for home evaluation.
Okay.
Which is exciting, right? Somebody calls you, says, I want to list my home. You're excited. So you go, I prepare everything. I do my analysis. Takes me an hour and a half to properly prepare everything, to do the analysis, to look at the comparables, to make my notes on there. So when I'm speaking to them, I could really show them this house versus your house. And we could come up with a price together. And so I go there, I do that.
And these are not I know these presentations are very thorough. It's not like it's like a 20-minute presentation where you're just telling them, hey, this is what your house can sell for. I know you go through a lot of detail.
Well, you got to be accurate.
When
You're
it comes to
talking,
the listing
you're talking
presentation.
lots of money, and
But just to let everyone know, like when he talks about a listing presentation, I mean it's not a 20-minute ordeal, right? It's
don't say ordeal.
Sorry, not ordeal. What's the right? I was looking for the right word.
Happiness. 20 minutes of happiness.
It's not a 20-minute. I guess we'll go. It doesn't make sense, but we'll go with it. Continue.
So I prepare everything. I go. They ask in detail how I would organize the home, stage the home. And I said, well, I bring in my professional stager, to really who's the expert.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, but what would you do? And I'm getting excited, thinking, wow, they're loving me, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
want, they really want all this information. So I'm telling them, and I'm walking room to room. I would change this, I would change that,
Yeah.
and this is my price, and this is how I would market it, and if I would put a Facebook ad, this is the way it would be, and
Yeah.
everything. A few days later, they list with their nephew, who recently got their license.
That's gotta hurt.
And
That's
I actually called them saying, what happened?
Yeah.
And they told me, this was my nephew. We felt obliged to hire him.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't want to cause a family problem,
Yeah.
but we didn't trust him. Thank you for taking the time.
Wow.
They told me straight. Thank you for taking, they listed at my price, organized the home exactly the way I had said.
That hurts me just hearing that.
No.
That hurts me just hearing that.
You get smarter as you go along.
Oh man, that's awful. That is awful. Anyways,
Yeah. We got more mistakes, buddy.
we got more. Nice.
Yeah, yeah. I convinced myself when I first started, about a year into things, that I needed to work on a high producing team.
Okay.
And that didn't work out well.
Mhm.
Although business was good, me and the way the team was being run didn't necessarily have the same idea of dealing with customers. That's all it was. The team was more like a factory, like
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom. I was more focused on customer service, and it just didn't gel. So about 5 months into that, we parted way, and now I run the business the way I want to.
Yeah.
And they're super successful, but it's a different philosophy.
No,
It's
of
more
course. It's
volume.
a different.
It's a
They're
different
running
attitude.
their business a different
Yeah.
way, right?
Exactly. I learned very quickly that I should, when I go to show a buyer a house, I mean, I get sent the lockbox code to get in, but I learned very quickly I need to ring the doorbell, knock real loud, and when I walk in a house, I need to be yelling, hello, hello, hello. I've got two stories.
Oh boy.
When I didn't do that, when I
Yeah.
first started, I mean, I figured everybody knows.
Yeah.
I get the lockbox sent to me. I walk in. I've got my buyers. I walk in. Lady's upstairs taking a shower.
Oh my god.
Yeah. We're hearing a noise. What's that? What's there something leaking?
Yeah.
Lady's upstairs taking a shower. That was a little embarrassing. Another time,
Yeah.
walk in. Somebody's upstairs asleep in bed. We're walking through the house. We get to the second floor. They're sleeping. Actually, that's happened twice. Person's asleep in bed. So now, ring the doorbell. And actually, the buyers are with me saying, well, don't you have the lock boxes? Yeah, I do. But I'm still ringing the doorbell. And then I knock.
Yeah.
Is the doorbell not working? I go, no, it's working. But then I knock. And I come in, hello, hello. And then they stop the buyers and, what, is somebody home? I said, I don't know, but I'm making sure.
Yeah.
Because, so these are the things I learned early on.
That's funny.
I learned early on that if I'm not familiar with an area, I better map it out, or actually go to the home, know where it is, so when I bring somebody there, I don't get lost,
Oh my god.
or I can't not find the property.
Yeah.
Like I've literally, when I first started, all excited, put the buyers in my car, let's go, and I don't need GPS.
You made sure you got the trip fee, right?
Yeah, I got the trip free. I don't need the GPS, and I don't need. I know exactly where we're going. Not only did I get lost, other times I've not been able to find the home at the address. These are, you start off. There's this one time I was showing a property, was rural, just the other side of Uxbridge, actually.
Okay.
And no, sorry, not Uxbridge, Keswick. I was showing a property. And this is also when they did the 404 extension, and it was still kind of new still. And the GPS wasn't even working properly, and it was in a newer area, and the property itself was not coming onto the GPS, and my phone battery so I couldn't use the phone GPS because it's a little bit more accurate, the phone GPS than the car GPS. I got us like an hour and a half lost, and the buyer client that was sitting beside me stayed quiet the whole time.
Oh my, that's so
Just
uncomfortable.
once he said, "You sure we're going the right way?" And
I'm a realtor, of course.
I'm a realtor. Of course we are. I just wanted you to see more of the countryside.
I specialize in this area.
So these are the mistakes I made as a new realtor
Oh, that's
out the
funny.
gate.
That is funny.
These are the mistakes I've made, and you live and learn.
Yeah.
And what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Oh, of course. Makes for funny stories, though.
And
That is
those
good.
are all the mistakes I will admit to.
That's it.
Those are the only
That's
mistakes
it?
I'm
Oh,
going to admit to.
I was hoping this episode would be an hour and a half.
No.
All right.
That's it. Those are my mistakes.
That's it.
Those are the ones I'll admit to.
All right.
We're done.
All right. Well, that's it for today then. Thank you for this is gonna be our casual Friday episode, I believe. I think we're gonna make this one the casual because this was not too real estate related. Yeah, but anyways, thanks for tuning in. If you want, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can pick up our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and just about anywhere else where you can find podcasts. Just search for Team Sessa Talks, and they'll all come up there. Yeah, we will be back. I guess we'll be back on Tuesday for another episode. That one's going to be exciting because what are we going to be talking about then? Do we know?
Laundering money.
It sounds better when you say money laundering.
No. Laundering money. I know there's a
Just
lot of
bring-
criminals out there listening to us, and we want to show you how to launder money in real estate.
10 easy steps to launder money in real estate.
Is CRA listening?
I don't know if we'll be
I
able
hope
to
none of you
promote
out
that.
there with CRA.
Oh boy. Anyways, thank you again for all your support, and yes, we'll see you soon.
Have a great day.
Thanks. Ciao.